Okay, so right from the jump, leave a comment down below and tell me who you think won the DeSantis-Haley debate last night. Because I didn't even watch it. Who gives a damn? So I want to hear your comments. Tell me who you think won that debate. The Pentagon actually admitted that over $1 billion of U.S. military aid to Ukraine is unaccounted for. It's like, there's probably a lot more than that, to be honest. But what? Why? Why are we still sending? I still don't understand that. We don't need to be sending that much money over to a corrupt nation. Of course, over $1 billion is going to be unaccounted for. How do you think Zelensky and his wife are going on those shopping sprees, huh? Leave a comment about that, too. Jill Biden says that Joe Biden's age is actually an asset, folks. Talk about somebody's been drinking the mushroom tea there. Not sure what's going on with that. So, Trump did a town hall last night. I didn't watch that either. I watched the Vivek Ramaswamy town hall with Timcast IRL. Yeah, that was pretty good, dude. I'm really, really behind Vivek. Every time I watch this guy, it's like I get more and more behind this dude, man. If you don't know who Vivek Ramaswamy is, I'm sure you do, but if you're not sure about him, go check out that that town hall from last night. It was amazing. This dude is in tune with this job. He knows what he's doing. I really, really think he could do a much better job than Trump. Honestly, what I think should happen, because let's be real, Vivek's not going to be president. Probably. There's a pretty good chance that Trump's going to be the president. And Vivek says he doesn't want to be vice president. However, I think he should do that. If Vivek Ramaswamy happens to see this, look, Vivek, take up the vice president job. Go to Trump and tell Trump, look, let me take care of my agenda. The cleanup of the government. Because Vivek's agenda on cleaning up the corruption in the government is amazing. And I love it. And he should do that regardless. I mean, if not, tell Trump to do that. Give him your plan to clean up the government. Get rid of the Department of Education. Cut at least half of the bureaucracy out of the government. Yes, that means a lot of people losing jobs, but we need people in jobs in America. So we bus out all these migrants that are flooding our cities, that Alejandro Mayorkas says that they're releasing over 85%, which I'm not sure if I believe that number. It's probably closer to 95%, which is a damn crying shame if you ask me. And they wonder why they're going to impeach this guy. Yeah, more impeachment articles for Alejandro Mayorkas. That's right, folks. What's up, everybody? How the hell's your day going? I hope you're having a pretty good day. Yep, we back on the border. That's what we're talking about. But what's up, y'all? This is Legitical Response. We cover political news, keep you up to date on what the government is doing. So if you interested in knowing what the White House is doing and what Congress is doing, what bills are getting passed, what the Senate is talking about, hit that subscribe button so you can keep up to date with everything going on, because that's what we cover. We also cover other news that you're not going to hear about in the mainstream, and we put them through the logic test to see if they make any sense whatsoever. See if the mainstream media is lying, which most of the time they love to twist facts around and turn stuff to make you think it's this when it's really that. But if you could also kindly smash that like button for me, it would be very appreciated. But let's go ahead and get into the news for today, because he outright admits, DHS secretary admits over 85% of migrants are being allowed into the U.S. Now, I've shown the video ad nauseum of, and I'll go ahead and throw it on right now, screw it, and I'll talk over it. I've shown this video ad nauseum of, that is, what you're seeing right now is CBP agents lifting a razor wire that was put in place by Governor Greg Abbott. lifting the razor wire, allowing migrants to come in. They take those migrants in, and then they let them go. Not only does Greg Abbott bus migrants all over the damn place to sanctuary cities, but they're getting griped at by these sanctuary cities for doing it. However, they're not griping at the person that's also flying migrants all over the damn country to wherever the hell they want to go. The Biden administration is doing this. So they're aiding and abetting illegal migration. What do you do when you see a DHS agent or, CBP agent letting migrants come into this country illegally? What do you do when these people are breaking the law? Leave a comment down below and let me know. Let's get into it, though. The Department of Homeland Security admitted above 85% of migrants apprehended at the southern border are being released into the United States, according to a report from Fox News. DHS Secretary Alejandro Mayorkas made the admission during a private meeting with border agents at the overrun Eagle Pass crossing in Texas on Monday, according to 3 people who were in the room. It's insane. The Del Rio sector where Eagle Pass lies saw more than 81,000 migrants hand themselves over seeking a new life in the U.S. in October and November. 81,000 in October and November. That's insane, folks. The siege on the southern border has only increased since then, with a monthly record 302,000 migrants encountered, according to ABC sources, most of whom are being waved into the country. Those arriving are no longer just fleeing the poverty, political instability, and gang violence in Central America, but migrants from China, Turkey, Afghanistan, and all across Africa arrive to claim their place on U.S. soil. Mayorkas, who is facing an impeachment hearing from House Republicans over his handling of the migrant crisis, was pressed during the meeting by the agents over an interview he gave Fox last week, in which he said it would not surprise me at all if the release numbers were greater than 70%. And like I said, they're probably closer to 95%. Those numbers are probably a little bit off by just what we've seen. Agents did not believe the release rate was that low, according to the sources, and Mayorkas eventually conceded they were currently over 85%. Right? So they're admitting it's over 85%. So my 95% could be totally accurate. We just don't know. They say over 85%. Well, you could say it's over 20%. I mean, give us some more precise numbers, please. We would love that. 302,000. That's just nuts. Once migrants are admitted to the U.S. to pursue their asylum claims, they have to regularly check in with Immigration and Customs Enforcement, in which most of these people don't do that. They're never seen again. That agency said in its annual report last week they are currently managing 6.2 million people in the country, a figure which has almost doubled since 2020, when they were looking after 3.3 million active cases. Despite his private admission at an Eagle Pass press conference later in the day, Mayorkas touted the DHS efforts expelling illegal migrants from the country. What? In fact, the majority of all southwest border migrant encounters throughout this administration have been removed, returned, or expelled, the majority of them, Mayorkas said, an outright lie by his own admission. What are these people doing with this impeachment proceeding? Why hasn't he been impeached? We could impeach Joe Biden on this. Why are they refusing to enforce the law? Why are they thinking it's compassionate to let 6 million people that they know of course, that's not all the gotaways. The estimates are closer to 10 million people into this country to just roam about, right? They're taking up high school gymnasiums to facilitate these migrants. These migrants are getting all kinds of crap from the government, and these people, the same government who is unwilling and unwanting to help the homeless people in our own country. This tells you where the Biden administration's priorities lie. Their priorities lie in Ukraine. Their priorities lie in Israel. Their priorities lie in the Red Sea, which they're about to start a war with the Houthi rebels over there. Once again, Biden getting us into some foreign war that we don't really need to be a part of. His priorities, he could care less about the American people. He has shown that time and time again, and it's really getting old, and it's really pissing me off. These people don't care about our country, and yet they're constantly screaming, "Oh, it's a threat to our democracy." Well, we don't have a democracy. We have a republic. We are a constitutional republic, the United States of America. And to the republic for which it stands, one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for everybody else except us, is what it seems like with the Biden administration. We're doing everything we can with a broken system to incentivize non-citizens to use lawful pathways to impose consequences on those who do not, and to reduce irregular migration. That's a lie. Recent Customs and Border Protection figures from the first 2 months of the fiscal year showed that more than 70% of migrants encountered at the southern border were paroled and allowed into the country without even taking a civics test. What in the hell are these people doing? I'm really getting tired of this. In October, nearly 237,000 were encountered, of which nearly 170,000, or 71%, were permitted into the country. And that's not to say of all the gotaways. There is a large number of gotaways because there's wide open border down there and people just cross and they don't get caught and they're in the country. That's where the cartels come into play. Those cartels with their fentanyl and their human trafficking are destroying lives and they're destroying peoples all across the United States. I saw a headline that says Jelly Roll, you know, the singer, the big Jelly Roll, big guy, is pushing Congress to come up with some sort of legislation to curb fentanyl. That's how bad the fentanyl crisis is getting. And it's all because Alejandro Mayorkas and Joe Biden could care less about the cartels that are acting with impunity on that southern border. They control our southern border. You would think that the CBP, Customs and Border Patrol, would control our border, but they don't. They don't. The cartels do. November saw similar numbers, and about 238,000 encountered, with about 177,000, or 74%, being granted access to the U.S. December's numbers have not yet been released, but Mayorkas' statement suggests they will be higher than the previous 2 months. Last week, DHS Secretary disclosed during the same Fox interview, well, more than 1 million migrants were being allowed into the U.S. on an annual basis. That's just nuts, folks. We need to disincentivize these people coming over here. And I hate to keep railing on the border, but Jesus, I'm sorry. Somebody has to do something about this. And look, Trump is talking about mass deportations. You know, normally I wouldn't be a big fan of that, right? If you're already here and you're making a life for yourself, you know what? Turn yourself in. Go do the civics test. Become an American citizen. Do that, right? That's fine with me. But at this point, Biden has allowed so many people into this country, there's no way to keep track of all of it. So what do you have to do? You have to round them up and kick them out. I'm sorry, but, you know, closing off a school's gymnasium to house migrants is you know, that's where I start drawing lines. When you could care less about the fentanyl that's coming across that southern border, when you could care less about the lives ruined all along cities and counties along that southern border, when you do not give a damn, when you actively subvert the actions of the Texas governor who's trying to provide for the safety of his citizens in his state, you actively subvert that. The federal government. That is wrong, and he should be thrown in jail for that. Alejandro Mayorkas and Joe Biden should be jailed for their actions with that southern border. No lie. They've broke several laws. You know, give them 6 months in a federal penitentiary. I'm fine with that. I am fine with that. Mass deportations, we got to get some of these people out of here. There's not enough housing. There's not enough jobs. There's not enough. The system can't handle it, in other words. But I'm going to stop railing on this. And that's all I got for this video, folks. I want to thank everybody for watching. But hey, look, let me know what you think about the migrant crisis. I know I've railed on it a whole lot, but I want to hear your opinions on it. What do you think we should do? Should Alejandro Mayorkas be impeached? Should we allow these migrants to come into this country and just overload our systems like they're doing? Give me a good counter to this, because for some reason I feel like I'm missing something. Because they're okay with allowing all these people to come into this country. I'm not okay with it. We don't know who's coming into this country. We don't have the resources to handle it, right? But let me know what you think down in the comments. And like I said, thanks for watching, everybody. And y'all try to have a good day and be positive. Peace.